Hello class. Now we're going to talk about measures of spread. Alright, so measures of spread, there's three of them. Got range, interquartile range, and standard deviation. So the first one that we're going to talk about is range. Range is pretty much the same as like the width of the data. We're going to symbolize it with R. And it's one of the easiest calculations to make. It's going to take your maximum number, whatever the biggest one in your data set is, minus your minimum number, which is the lowest number in your data set. Once you got those, that's your range. So it's just subtracting. The next measure of spread that we'll talk about is called the IQR, or the interquartile range. And its symbol is just IQR, and that stands for interquartile range. In order to find that one, it's a little bit tricky. What we have to do is find the 5-number summary, which means you have to order all the numbers from lowest to greatest. And then you're going to find these 5 numbers: the minimum number, quartile 1, the median, quartile 3, and the maximum. The easiest to find are these two. Go ahead and find those. Then we find the median next. And then after you find the median, quartile 1 is the median of the lower half of the data, and Q3 is the median of the upper half of the data. Then after you find these two, they're the two important ones for the IQR, the Q3 and the Q1, you're just going to subtract those. So you're going to take the Q3 and subtract Q1. That gives you your interquartile range. And the last one, the most important one, is going to be the standard deviation. And that's probably the most complicated. So standard deviation is just the average distance from the mean. And its symbol is either S sub x, or you're going to see this little symbol is called sigma. It's also a Greek letter. But we'll use the SX in here, but just remember, see that sigma, that also means the standard deviation. This is the mathematical formula right there. Looks pretty tricky, but if you follow these 5 steps, it finds that exact number. So the first thing you want to do is take all of your data and subtract those data points, subtract the mean from those data points. So remember, x bar is our mean. We're going to subtract all those from our data points. Then we're going to take all those numbers and we're going to square them all. Okay. Then after we do that, after we square them, then we're going to add all of them together. Then we divide by the number of data points that we have minus 1. So if we have 6 data points, we would divide by 5. If we had 4 data points, we would divide by 3. And then we're going to take, after we find all those, you're going to take the square root of that one number that you have, and that's your standard deviation. So let's do a real quick example. Alright, so we're using the same test scores that we had from the earlier video. 88, 44, 51, 72, 99, and 72. Alright, the range, our highest number, our maximum number was 99, and our lowest number was 44. So then we just subtracted those, and our range is 55. We did the interquartile range. Remember, we found our 5-number summary, so we ordered them. Found our median, then we found the median of the lower half of the data, the median of the upper half of the data. Use those two numbers. You're going to do Q3, which is this one, 88 minus 51, which was our Q1. You get 37, so that's our IQR. Then for our standard deviation. So these were our data points: 44, 51, 72, 72, 88, 99. You do not have to put them in order, but you can if you want to. Then we subtracted our mean, so 71 was our mean. So I got negative 27, negative 20, 1, 1, 17, 28. Then, second step, I square everything. So I squared my negative 27, squared my negative 20, squared 1, squared 1, squared 17, squared 28. Whenever you square a number, it makes it positive. Make sure you have all positive numbers over here. Then I add all those together, I got 2,204. Then after I do that, remember, I'm taking the number of data points and subtracting 1. So I had 6 data points, subtract 1 makes 5. So I'm going to take 2,204, divide that by 5, and I get 440.8. Then step number 5 is then I take the square root of that, and I got 21.0.